Well, I'm a YouTuber for a popular game, and that popular game is potentially nominated for some kind of game of the year or something, and now people are freaking out about it, so now it's my job to talk about it. If we decide to dive into the cesspool that is the Reddit, we will very quickly find that there is a request by Plarium to have us vote for them for the Google Play's annual Best of 2019 awards under the user's choice. Effectively, it's just some award tacked on, meaningless, that they do for these type of games for mobile games. The long and short of it is essentially this. Plarium wants us to do something for them. Or joking aside, the reality of it is they have the potential to win an award for having a good game. And Plarium very much would like to win this award for having a good game, because if you're the person who's making the game, you would probably like an award for it to be a good game. Now, obviously, this leads us to the question of, is their game a good enough game to actually get "This is a good game" award? That's not really for me to decide. But I'll give you my 2 cents on what I've thought since I've started Raid Shadow Legends, my experience, and is Darth Microtransaction going to vote for them for the player annual blah, 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 whatever award? Okay, here are all my options. I'm voting for Raid Shadow Legends. I make my living playing this game. Obviously, I like this game the best. However, your choice is currently in first place. Tip, you can change your vote at any time before the voting ends. So that means currently Raid Shadow Legends is actually in first place, I guess. Currently, people like Raid that much. So I didn't actually expect them to be in first place, but they are. So cool, man. It looks like our boys over there at Raid might get what they want with their vote. I'm kind of curious if you guys are voting for it now. Reddit's having a meltdown right now. It's very popular to hate the game. And I've been saying my complaints. I will say that if we do not get champion storage next year, I'm quitting the game. I'm going to say that right now. If we do not get additional champion storage this next calendar year, I'm quitting this game, because I am unwilling to continue collecting new legendaries and more characters and limiting the movement and opening potential of my account to like 30, 40 characters at a time. It's just very frustrating. I like opening shards. I would like to open large amount of shards in a row. So they I'll give them my vote this year because I've enjoyed the game this year and I do believe they progressed. But next year, we need storage. We need better item filters, more item storage. We need some massive quality of life changes, or you're not getting my vote next year. Okay, this year, benefit of the doubt. Next year, no. All right, so that's how I feel. I'm interested to know how you guys feel about it, because I'm at the point where it's like we need champion storage and we need some quality of life changes. Like personally, I think that's well and due by now. And I'm hoping that starts coming out soon, because I've been I try to be very positive and vocally defensive of Plarium. I try to lean on the side of being optimistic, because it's just easier to do that. But yeah, we need champion storage already. And because I voted for Plarium, I'm sure they're going to go ahead and give me legendaries out of all of the shards I pull. So if you want to see me open shards, catch me tonight on Twitch TV/Darth Microtransaction. That's right, my name's no longer Chorzo. It's Twitch TV/Darth Microtransaction on Twitch. And we'll do a little bit of shard opening. We'll see if Plarium is willing to, purchase my, if they're willing to allow me to be a shill, basically, is what I'm saying. And now let's talk about, does Plarium actually deserve our vote? Let's think about it for a minute. What have they really done since I've joined the game? And I want to think about the major things. So the major things in the roadmap that have already come out are the new faction with the dwarves. We've received many new characters, new fusions. We've received faction wars, which I think most people would agree was not well accepted. We've received 6-star artifacts in a new clan boss tier. So we've received, and a lot of the new characters, we've received some new changes. I'm sure I'm missing some things, and people are going to point out in the comments, and glyphs and, things of that nature. So we are receiving some new content. And other games, I'm going to be honest, this has been a dry year in the mobile gaming sector, I feel like. I don't know about you guys, but there hasn't been any extremely large, exciting launches. I mean, Raid, I guess, technically launched this year, and that was probably been the biggest launch for me anyway in the gacha game department, but I haven't seen too many major things that have been out this year. And so I think Raid is kind of eating up that gap at the moment. And so they're winning kind of by just by default, by a lack of other good mobile games rising up. I think right now, if you guys remember Diablo Immortal and how poorly received that was at the time, I think if that game was being released right now, they would scoop up the market pretty hard, because I think there's a lot of people looking for new games. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is kind of on its way out. Games like Epic 7 and these other choices are maybe good games, but they're so hard one way into the art style direction, with anime and stuff, that they're not so available to the general populace. It's not, it's not such appealing graphics. And Raid kind of has something more open to that. But if Diablo Immortal was coming out right now with the Blizzard tag behind it, man, they would really have something. So I'm hoping that some new mobile games that come out soon might be coming out to kind of fill the void, because Raid, for me, if they continue the path which they are going, of just kind of continually adding new monetization type content and not focusing as hard on quality of life as I would personally like to see. I'm okay with how often they do balance changes. I think I've seen a satisfactory amount of rebalances for the older characters. I'm not really super picky on them having to go back and redo all the older ones. But I do think that the content that is coming into the game should be good when it's delivered into the game. And so things like faction wars that fall flat can leave a pretty negative tone on the community. And then things like the Foley event didn't help very much either. But if you look at the statistics, actually, last month was technically their best month. And they aren't doing bad as far as the game goes. So while the community may be growing older, and as a community grows older with mobile games, the sentiment of the game typically becomes more negative with time as some players age with the game and naturally progress to a point where they get more frustrated with the game and start quitting. You see people more negatively vocalizing this on Reddit, YouTube comments, and etc. And so as the game ages, you see this more and more. I saw this with Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and I've seen it with other mobile games. And I saw it with RuneScape too. It was mirrored in RuneScape pretty heavily. But in this game, they need next year, in my personal opinion, to show that they're in it for the longevity of the game, and they need to work on, one of my friends described as infrastructure. He says that if you don't work on the infrastructure of the game, then eventually all games fall apart. And I think that's quite a intelligent way to look at it if you think of the infrastructure of the game, the core fundamentals of the game to be rock solid in all aspects before you continue. And I think that, for instance, fleshing out the PvP needs to be done. I know it's on the roadmap, but it needs to be done soon, because currently the game is suffering from a lack of good PvP, in my personal opinion. The faction wars needs to be redone sooner rather than later. I think the auto battle needs to be expanded upon to make the faction pass more appealing. I think there's some very obvious things we can do there. Maybe make the sparring pit better. I haven't even bothered unlocking it because it's good, not great. There's I feel like there's a lot of quality life, and this is just besides the obvious stuff that we all know. Like we need to have item sorting. Like I can't actually search for items with certain primaries or anything. I need a better way of searching stuff I want to sell. I need more storage because I have 300 characters but only 500 slots of storage. How does that make sense? So there's a lot of things that need to be changed. And this isn't me trying to be negative or frustrated. It's that the game is a good game, and I think it will continue to be a good game. But in order for it to be a great game, we need quality of life soon. So that's kind of my current take on the game and why I voted how I did. And I'm very interested to see what the community says. I know kind of what the Reddit feels. Everyone's flaming everyone. I mean, they're flaming moderator. I mean, hell, I'm included in the group of getting flamed on the Reddit because I'm moderator and I'm associated with Plarium through that. So, you know, anyone associated with Plarium right now is, you know, you've seen as the enemy. Even like poor Cirilla, who's actually just like a nice person. Like, her job is just to tell the community what she's being told, basically. And even she gets roasted in the form of stuff. So it can be a little depressing talking about the topics and giving your honest opinion. But I would say that overall, the raid year has been good in the first segment, and I'm giving them a little bit of wiggle room in the last half. That's how I see about it, and that the next year is fundamentally crucial for whether me, as well as a large chunk of the people playing this game, I think will continue to play. I think this coming year, this is it, guys. You got to make the game solid. You got to fix duplicate legendaries. You got to give us more storage. You got to make multi battles easier. Yeah, or not easier, but more of them. We need more of them. You know, things like that. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching this video. I love y'all. And I'll see you tonight, Twitch TV/Darth Microtransaction for pack opening. Okay, guys, bye-bye. About a couple hours after the release of this video. Okay? All right, bye-bye.